Yeah, I mean, that's what we're all about, connecting business to business. And most importantly, we'll work with the chairs of the leads groups that we have. It's, in a even larger collaboration. Yeah. So with that being said, I mean, happy to contribute in any way, shape, or form that I can. And thank you, Ariana. I appreciate that. Jenny? Yeah, there's about 20 people.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jenny DeBorgia with the Chamber, and welcome, although I don't see... Okay, perfect. So I have been with the Chamber almost 8 years now. We're the only regional chamber in South Florida. Very excited to have you guys participate with this. Gabi has been an amazing member. She just recently won our Rising Leader of the Year award, so congratulations. If you have any questions about the chamber, let us know, let Gabi know, and she'll connect you with us. And so our chamber has been around for over 100 years. We have over 200 programs. And if you look at our website, actually, it's www.fdlchamber.com. Our events page, it's a very full page every month. So there's something for everyone with over 24 councils. So let us know how we can help, and looking forward to meeting you at some point soon, I hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. And that's very true. If you want something to do every day, there's something to do every single day, even weekends. So all right, so on today's agenda, we're going to be covering introductions, restaurant challenges, proposed solutions, and we're going to just conclude our meeting. So for introductions, who is Worksite? We have been in business for over 10 years. We just actually celebrated in last December our 10-year anniversary. But was founded by Justin over here and John over here. 10 years ago, they're both with financial background. They decided that they wanted to do PEO differently, and differently they did. We have been awarded year after year best company to work for in South Florida. 2023 is no exception. We have right there. And that's because they have taken pride on really taking care of the employees, and therefore our employees take care of our clients. We work as a partnership relationship, not a vendor relationship. We're not transactional. We definitely make sure that our clients are taken care of. Okay, so today's meeting, I am Gabi Rolon, your business consultant. We also have Geiringer. He's the Senior Director of Sales and Marketing. And we also have Javier Ramirez, who is Director of Finance and Risk for Worksite. We're going to be covering a little overview of the FICA Tip Tax Credit, practical tips and strategies, and real-life examples of the solutions that we can help you with. All right, so restaurant challenges. What are some of their challenges? Workforce challenge. Workforce is not a surprise. To hire and create retention with the workforce is very difficult in the restaurant environment. You're always hiring because there's always turnover with the restaurant. What we're able to do is actually bring that back and create stickiness with your employees. The cost for employee training and safety and benefits. Every time that an employee leaves, it costs you money because now you have to attract and retain a new employee. So that's a huge challenge, especially in the restaurant industry. Financial challenges. There's always the cost of inflation, the cost of food, the cost of payroll, rising prices and technology. And it's very difficult to keep an eye on everything, especially on the laws as well. The laws keep changing, and there's times that taxes inflate, or taxes elevate, or there's additional cost added to the restaurant industry. And then finally, industry challenges. basically everything that we've been talking about. Inflation has can dramatically impact the cost. Interest rates are always changing, and the rising prices of keeping sustainable margins can negatively impact the profit. And technologies designed to streamline operations and cut costs are increasingly more expensive, which is a huge challenge for restaurant industries. You have all these costs and the technology. You need the technology in order for you to be able to keep the costs down, but to be able to afford those technologies, it's also going to cost you more.
All right.
So for our proposed solutions, I'm going to give Glenn the floor.
Hi, everyone. I'm Glenn Geiringer, Senior Director of Sales and Marketing. Basically, what we do at Worksite, and I've been doing this for 27 years, is we're a PEO, Professional Employer Organization. So what we do, especially for restaurants, we help them manage their employees, stay in compliance with all the changing laws. I mean, even if you have more than 25 employees, last year they made it that you had to go and every person has to do a background check for E-Verify. It's a challenge for people. It's just continuing year after year. So we find ways, number one, keep you in compliance. Another thing that's changed, but not even on the slide, is starting July 1st, all exempt employees have to make a certain dollar amount. That started, so we went out to each and every one of our clients and looked, hey, this manager's only making $32,000 a year. They now need to be at this dollar amount. Starting January, it's even higher. It's up to $58,000, a jump of almost $15,000. We're going to go to the employers and try to find solutions, make sure that we're keeping their costs in check. That's what we do for our clients. We do all of it. And so we handle major 4 parts of it, are handling workers' comp, handling benefits, payroll, and HR. But there's other things we bring to the table at Worksite and how we're different. Here's the 4 main parts I just talked about: the payroll, the human resource, the benefits and worker, and also benefits. But what we do is there's the FICA Tip Credit. And so this was created by the government in order to get the employees to put in the proper tips. 30 years ago, let's make it almost 35 years ago, I was a college student working as a waiter at a Japanese restaurant. That was my college job. Trust me, I just put in the tips. My boss would go, "How much is it?" And I go, "How much is it to minimum wage?" And that's what went in. So now they created it so it's as an incentive. You as an employer don't have to pay the FICA portion on it. But the way it's given back is at the end of the year as a credit on your tax return. So you can get that, but you got to leave enough money as a write-off to do that. So now I bring in Javier, who can explain, because he's the finance guy that handles it for us for our company. So he'll explain how we're a little different. Why it's complicated. Sorry.
Thanks. All right. So my name is Javier, and I'm in charge of finance and accounting and risk for Worksite of Northport. All right. So we came together as a group, and we kind of decided to figure out how we can use the FICA Tip Tax Credit to help the restaurant business owners. And as Glenn was saying, waiting for the credit at the end of the year after doing the return, it doesn't solve anything. It kind of helps pay less taxes, but you still have to wait. And you have to wait until April of the following year. So it takes time. But in terms of increased responsibilities, and a lot of restaurants owners currently do this, is you have to keep good record keeping. You have to receive the information from your employees on a daily basis, how much they receive in tips, and record that in a system. Worksite system allows to do that, which eases the process of the calculation for the clients in terms of this is the credit that you will receive. One thing to keep in mind is there is complexities in the process because not everybody gets paid the same. Some people get paid hourly, some people get paid salaried, Some people get paid hourly plus tips or tips only. You don't see that so much anymore, but there were some people that used to get paid just tips. And that complexity increases your room for error. So we've been able to help some clients identify where they make mistakes, where they claim lower tip tax credit, and being able to kind of advise them in the right way to do it properly. As I mentioned, potential miscredit. Now, in terms of the eligibility, how you qualify? Well, a restaurant business owner needs to receive tips. There are some restaurants where you go and eat sometimes, and there is a service fee. When that service fee is added, that doesn't allow the restaurant to qualify for the FICA Tip Tax Credit. So it's kind of an incentive for the restaurants to continue recording the tips. But I understand why they add a service fee, because that makes the process much easier, just charging a fee automatically. But this program that the government created in terms of the FICA Tip Tax Credit, it incentivizes the employee to be paid by the person that is dining on or eating at that moment at the restaurant. So that's why kind of this program is.
Did it died?
Hello?
Okay.
Sorry about that. So this program kind of adds incentive to self-reporting, and that's why it's so important.
The next
I mentioned
one?
the record keeping. So basically, what you do at the end of the year is, if you have the proper payroll system, is you just run a report, or you ask your pay provider. The report will have your hourly rate, your total amount paid in tips, your total amount paid for that employee, and then it does the calculation. You provide a report to your CPA, and the CPA completes just Form 8846, and that's how the normal process flows. And the calculation is around 7.65 of the additional part of the federal minimum wage. The federal minimum wage is 5.15. And basically, if an employee gets paid $8 as an example, you will receive FICA Tip Tax Credit on that extra $2.75 times 7.65. That's how kind of calculation works. So this is the fun part now. So how do we differentiate ourselves from just running that report and giving it to you guys, and you guys providing it to your CPA? We kind of came as a group, and we decided to help the restaurant business owners with paying them on a quarterly basis, because there is cash flow pressure. As we all know, restaurants has the increasing costs and the pressure in the bottom line to make a margin. So we decided to calculate it on a quarterly basis and providing that credit in the invoice to the client. No other company do that. That's something that we kind of decided to do, and we've been very successful at it. And clients really like it, because there are some clients that are receiving $25,000 to $30,000 on a quarterly basis just from that tip tax credit. What we do, once again, is we complete the forms, we do the calculation, we provide credit, and we provide a letter at the end of the year where we say, all right, this is what we collected. So now you guys don't have to claim it at the end of the year, because we receive it every quarter, and we're responsible for doing the other part, the other side. In terms of prior years, if you go
sorry.
prior year. So we had a couple of clients that haven't claimed the FICA Tip Tax Credit because they didn't know for the last 3-4 years. And we went back and we calculated it for 2021, 22, and 23. And they are able to qualify for over $300,000 in tip tax credit money. And now those clients were not with us. So we're not able to go back and just pay that quarterly, but we're able to do the calculation. We provided the analysis. We give it to them. They give it to their CPA, and they do the filing. And that was something that was also very innovative. can I get a credit without a PEO? All right, that's, it's not as simple, but you can, of course, if you have your own payroll processing inside, you can just do the calculation. Where we make, the advantage of having Worksite is by us helping you on a quarterly basis with that extra cash, that comes from your tip tax credit instead of waiting, so. And that's it. Go back to Glenn.
Thank you, Javier. So besides the FICA Tip Credit is one of the things we do differently for companies. But a lot of companies have big turnover. When you hire a new person, you also want to do other tax credits that can apply to you. And in the restaurant business, this happens all the time. But doing the actual work to hire someone and then ask the question is a little difficult. We can also provide for you what's called a work opportunity tax credits. So every new employee, you can't go back to old employees, but new employees, if they were a veteran, right, you're entitled to $9,600 if they work a certain amount of hours for that year for hiring them, a new person. $9,600 is a lot of money. And, just recently we hired my marketing person and new salesperson happened to be veterans. We just asked the question, we found out, and through there, we were able to get $9,600 times two. If anyone in the restaurant business you hire has received SNAP benefits, those used to be called food stamps. That's $2,400. If someone was an ex-felon, you just need to get the paperwork. We can find that money for you too. And the process works basically. We hire them, they get put in the system, they answer a survey, they answer to any of those questions. Were you long-term unemployed? Yes, I've been unemployed for 24 months. Wow, you get that proof, now you get a credit for $2,400. So we're trying to find money for your business in a time where goods and services and everything's going up. And so just recently, this happened this week. A company owned a brand new franchise restaurant. They built it from scratch. It took them a couple of years. All of their money that they're going to write off in the next few years for this restaurant are going to go to all the expenses they had to build the restaurant. So the FICA tip credit, essentially, they're not going to get it on their own. However, we were able to show that if we take the FICA tip credit, we could give it to them up front, $47,000 based on their tip wages now. So about $12,000 a month in summer, so it'll probably be higher than that. So we're able to do that. Now he's got cash flow coming in, that's $12,000 a quarter that's going to be given to him as an invoice credit. So there are many ways that we can find ways to help restaurants, and that's what we do. And that's what Javier's here to do. So we talked briefly about the E-Verify. We don't want to tell you to do this. This is the law in Florida. So if you do it, we give you a choice. We don't tell you how to do it. If you want us to do it electronically, we'll do it for you. There's a small fee for it. But, we would do that on your behalf so it's easy and seamless. But if you feel like, you know what, I don't want to make sure I run through everyone through E-Verify, you take the responsibility. It's still up to you. But we're there to assist if you need it. We'll run it for you or give you the choice. We don't force anyone to do it. Okay. Also, if you're looking for people, if you're looking for managers, we can provide you an applicant tracking system. That applicant tracking system allows you to post jobs electronically on free boards, or if you want to pay, there's an option to pay on other boards. But all the resumes come in. You can assign it to different managers. You can have different people review it, do backgrounds through it, and if they're hired, you can then go and be able to hire them from the information you already received. It's a very seamless system, makes you more efficient, and makes it easier to hire people. We're giving you the tools. Finally, this one is one of the ones that in the restaurant business, I ask this question, and they usually answer yes. Have you ever given a loan to one of your employees? And usually they're like, yeah, I had a guy, he needed $300 to pay rent. Well, what happened? Well, it was a little weird. It took him a couple of weeks, and it got a little weird, but he paid me back. Or he took off and never saw him again. So now you don't want to do that. Why would you want to be part of that? Instead, we provide a bunch of payday advances. We have a company called Zayzoom. You can get $200 just by producing something that you work there. That day, right now, sent to you. $5 in order to get it. No going to AmScott, not AmTrust is a bank. AmScott and asking them for it and get these. Another company called FinFit, same thing. They just go onto the app, they apply for it. If they've been there 2 weeks, they can take up to $500. Then they can get a longer loan. We have lots of different ways, debit cards, if they don't have an account, we can provide it for them. But it's between them and those companies, not even us, but we make it easy and they can apply in seconds. So it's inexpensive and it's much better than going to check cashing. So we want to do what's best for your employees, but also for you, protect you. All right. So the big difference is I've been doing this 27 years. I've worked for some of the largest PEOs, including the largest PEO in the country, in the world, actually. And the one thing that we're different is those big PEOs, they are nationally traded companies. You need to fit in their box. You need to do exactly the way they want it done. They want you to go and do it electronically, have your information electronically. Everything has to be done on a non-personalized computer system. With us, we provide you all the computer tools, the onboarding, everything you'd want. But we also will find a way. Today, we're on the phone, just Gabi and I earlier today, talking to a guy who wasn't even in the restaurant business, but he used one of our competitors, and he had to do it 3 days in advance. 72 hours, you got to report payroll. We use it. We try to figure out what's the best way for the client. That's how we're different. We don't say no to something. We find solutions to something. You know, they want to know, I got to get this report over after they get it, and it's not broken down. And do you break it down? We're transparent. We're easy. We're simple. We give you personalized options and complete transparency. All bills are broken out. You want to know what you're paying. You don't want it obscured. Or here's a bundled rate. What is in that bundled rate? You know us. Here's your FICA. Here's your FICA. Here's your student. Here's your workers' comp. Here's everything broken down, easy. You can download it, send it to your CPA, or you can just plug it into your, general ledger. Make it easy and simple. All right, and finally, from an HR point of view, most of our largest competitors, they will give you all the tools. You want a handbook, you want policies, procedures, here you go. Here's the templates. Well, how do I fill it out? Well, there's instructions on it. Well, can I just buy the software somewhere else? Save some money? Yeah. We will help you. We're here. What are you looking for? What do you want in your handbook? What kind of procedures you want? What kind of job descriptions will help you write it? These are things that are important to people. Your job is not to do this. You're going to have to hire a full-time HR person or more than one to do all this on your behalf. No, we have someone that's assigned to you. When you log in on our website, that person's name is there, your payroll person's name's there, their emails are there, and their phone numbers are there. Easy to get to, and you know them personally. We don't have turnover like the other PEOs. We treat our people well, hence the 8 years in a row. And by the way, next week, we will have 2024. We already got the award. We're just waiting for the sticker. So they're going to announce it. So also on tax credit assistance, we talked about that. Recruiting assistance I talked about. EPLI. Every single restaurant should have it. Even if you're never going to do business with us, go get a policy. Why? That protects you against the things that happen in restaurants. It's employment practice liability insurance. Any sort of termination due to discrimination, big one in Florida, ageism. You have people, sexual harassment, it protects you against it. Yes, we're going to help you in the front end by putting together your policies, procedures, and handling if you have to write someone up. Or if there's an incident, call us and we give you advice. We're going to help you. But ultimately, if you get sued, what's going to happen? You're going to end up in court and you're going to have a choice. Oh, I don't have an EPLI policy. Great. Now you're going to pay a lawyer, an employment lawyer, and they're not cheap. They're going to, at the end of the day, even if you win the case and it's fraudulent, what's it going to cost you? Get a policy. It's only a couple of $1,000s for most restaurants. It's worth every penny, because when that time comes, you're going to be happy that you have insurance up to $1 million to pay. Okay. Everything is easy with us. As I said, we have all the electronic. We have an app for any of your employees that they can use, see their payroll, see any kind of benefits they have, all those loans I told you about. Everything's available. You can even do paid time off if you set that up in the system. How to track it for each employee. And we also get the employee self-service so they can look at everything and even produce what they get paid if someone needs the verify. Okay. Many restaurants don't have benefits. We can get you a health quote on the open market or find something else for you. However, one of the things that restaurants do want to be able to offer, but they don't want to spend money on, is other benefits, dental, vision. These are, supplemental insurance, life insurance, but they want to give more options. If they have a manager that's like, you know what, my kid's getting braces. I need to put some on them. Right? Well, what do they get? They can go to the open market, but then we offer them 4 different plans, and the restaurants or businesses do not need to make contributions for all the plans. For health, yeah, you usually have to give a contribution, but on dental, the vision, they're all good plans, different carriers. It's up to your employees. If one person signs up out of your whole group, great, it doesn't make a difference to us. But we're giving you more things to attract and retain the best employees. 401k, if you're at a point where you want to offer it and it's important to keep your manager there, low cost, big thing is the fiduciary liability is on Worksite, not on you. You're not signing a 5,500. You don't need to pay your discrimination fees because we need to do it on our entire book. It's a multi-employer plan versus a self-employer plan. Simple, easy, no stress, easy. The only cost is to the employees for being part of it. And it's $40 a year in $10 a quarter they see taken out for it. And then whatever the asset fees are, which are lower than what you get on your. And then finally, we have an employee assistance program. So you have employees that are upset at work. They're talking to everyone about their problems, getting divorced, drinking problem, kids problem, whatever it is. Instead of just going, go home, don't want you here today, which can cause you other problems. Instead, you say, hey, I know you have some issues. I heard from there. There's a number you can call. They can help you. Professionals, not the other waiter over there is going to help you. Professional you can speak to. Many times you can speak to them. And then you go up to 3 different in-person therapy sessions. It's paid for by the EAP. Okay. Parts of it, I'll give Javier a few minutes to tell you guys about it.
Thank you. Thanks, man. All right. So a lot of our clients come to us and they say, well, my CPA is not answering the phone, or we're trying to get our cost numbers, understand, our reports, and we're not able to get through anybody. So we kind of put this sister company to help provide that solution to our clients. And what we do is the normal bookkeeping services, where we close the books on a monthly basis on a timely manner, and provide those reports to you guys. And we provide assistance when there are things that don't make sense. And a lot of clients have seen a lot of value. Because once again, cash is king, and you need to understand your numbers to be able to run your business properly. Another thing that we do is some clients that need help with their taxes, we do the business tax and personal taxes. And there are many clients that have multiple entities or multiple companies, and we're able to kind of help them through all those industries, just provide consolidated reports. So a lot of clients really like that service, and we've been very successful at it. So if you have any questions, just let me know at the end. But we'll be glad to provide service to you guys.
Just one sec. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask? Anyone online? Going once?
Should I put the chat?
Going twice? Yeah, I think they hear me. But Bryce can unmute if anybody wants to hear.
Glenn, I think it might be helpful to run through a high-level example for FICA Tip Tax.
A high-level example. Okay. So I'm trying to think right now. Trying to think off the top of my head, client that we brought on. Okay. So yeah, we had an example last year. It was actually Gabi. We had spoken to this client that had used our former company, China, and they have about 35 employees. Great place right here in Hollywood. And they were like, we're not having any problems or issues really, but we want to make sure that we offer, something to them, to the employees. So they really want to take care of their employees. One thing we brought up when we brought the FICA Tip Credits, shockingly enough, they hadn't really been doing that. And when they asked how to get the information to do it, we wanted to show it to them. They couldn't find the reports. They didn't have it concise in one spot. They literally had to say to Javier, how do we do this? And they gave Javier the password and they went in together and Javier pulled the numbers we need to figure it out. And they found enough money that it covered their entire administrative fees. So what's free to you? You're not taking advantage of something and now it's all free. So they went with us, plus they loved our service. They actually got to meet the CEO, John, and, we have a great partnership with them. And, they're great people and they are members of this chamber too.
Mhm.
And that's originally how Gabi got the deal through this chamber. So we're appreciative of being here, working with these people, but also Adam's a great member over there. So that's a good example. And I believe it was like 30 some odd thousand they saved over the year.
It was closer to 40.
Closer to 40. So that's an example of someone that we thought per year.
Yeah.
Per year,
Yeah.
every year, yeah. And we're giving that back quarterly to them. So they're getting, somewhere between like 9 and 12,000, depends on the quarter. Whenever, if they're busier, they get more money back. Yes,
But what if I have a restaurant and I don't show any taxable income because of the way it's operated? So if I don't have any
Javier's got it.
taxable income, how can I take a tax credit?
Sure. So you're able to accumulate these credits up to 10 years. So let's say I have a business and you go to your CPA and you've been doing it by waiting until the end of the year to file the credit. You can accumulate all those up to 10 years. And those years are you're more profitable or not, then it lowers your liability. But in our case, as an example, doesn't affect anything because we'll continue paying those out on a quarterly basis. And we're the ones that file that credit at the end of the year. So hopefully that answers the question.
Oh, we also, it's on our taxes, so you don't have to worry about it. Just make that clear.
It's on our, since we're the ones that are really claiming the credit to be able to pay you out those FICA Tip Tax Credit, we're the ones that have to include those credits in our tax returns at the end of the year. So that's how the process kind of works.
So it doesn't matter what your tax situation is. It's our tax situation that's important.
Correct.
So they don't have to defer it. Any other questions?
You just want to say any other question? I don't know if they're hearing.
any other questions?
Okay.
Lana told me to-
Okay. So thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for the time. Looking forward to serve you.
Oh, and we'll hold on.
Bryce, who's our marketing director, will put this together if anybody wants it. Be happy to put send it out to all of you so you can review it or have any questions, and then I could get reviewed on how many technical problems we had. So I appreciate you taking the time. The next time we do it, it'll be a little better. This is our first time doing one in the chamber, but hopefully we get to do many more and get bigger responses too. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.